Welcome to Practical Research Drives Profitable Decisions, brought to you by Becks Hybrids. I'm Mike Adams. The residue left behind your combine as you harvest corn this fall can be viewed as a blanket of money on your fields, but it has to be managed well to expect maximum return in coming years. Becks Practical Farm Research recorded an average corn yield increase of 18.7 bushels per acre in no-till corn and 11.1 bushels in conventional till systems in their 3-year multi-location corn residue management study. Luke Schulte is an agronomist with Becks in Ohio.
So essentially the residue we leave behind at the conclusion of harvest is basically an untapped or unusable, for the moment, nutrient bank. And the sooner we can return that nutrient bank into the soil, we can make it available for the subsequent crops and the preceding crops to pull from that soil bank.
Schulte says the first step is to break the fodder into small pieces.
So especially when we focus on trying to size residue or manage residue in a high biomass or corn-on-corn situation, the quicker we can size that residue, the quicker or the more successfully we can get more soil to interact with that residue, the quicker we can get the microbes working on it, and we can ultimately return that nutrient bank that's unable to be tapped to the soil bank where our roots for the next crops can actually pick it up and utilize it to produce higher yields. So within our Practical Farm Research team, we have focused on sizing that residue and managing that residue as soon as the combine pass goes through. And I really prefer that method to sizing residue versus another pass, say tillage and so forth, for a multitude of reasons. But for one, we know we get it done. And so we have focused on sizing residue at the time of harvest versus vertical tillage tools.
Breakdown is the key, but he prefers no-till compared to tillage as a means to save soil and enhance bacteria.
The more stalks, the more crowns of the plant that we actually uproot or chop up and disturb or remove from the soil surface, the more water we're going to have movement.
Schulte wants enough residue on top of the soil to protect it.
The more root crowns, the more residue we dislodge from the soil, the less we slow the water down, and that can potentially lead to erosion. The other thing we have to consider is anytime we disturb the soil, we disturb the native environment of our microbes, and we depend so much on our soil life or that microbial life of the soil to do so many things.
Soil bacteria needs to be protected, and tillage, even vertical tillage, decreases their beneficial activity. This monthly update on practical farm research and agronomy has been brought to you by Becks Hybrids. You may subscribe to this podcast by following the prompts on this website. Thanks for listening.